In 2003, 27 trunks worth of molding and damaged ancient texts were discovered in Baghdad, in the basement of Saddam Hussein's intelligence headquarters. They were relics of Iraq's once thriving Jewish community. Experts from the National Archives have spent years preserving the texts, and they are finally on display to the public. U.S. soldiers were trekking through Hussein's flooded basements, looking for weapons of mass destruction. But they found something else entirely: the history of one group of people, floating in water and left to rot.
Periodically in our line of work in foreign affairs, we have the opportunity to celebrate a true accomplishment. It doesn't happen all the time. But in this case, from the rubble of war, we have the recovery and preservation of a sample of Iraqi Jewish heritage that flows from the historic to the modern.
Preservationists from the U.S. National Archives were flown in to assess the situation. The materials were frozen to protect them from further damage. When they arrived back in Washington, staff spent years carefully cleaning and mending the 2,700 books and tens of thousands of documents.
And they are books and documents that pertain to the Iraqi Jewish community. They're documents that come from the Office of the Chief Rabbi, the Jewish schools, their school files. There are records from the Jewish hospitals.
From segments of the Torah to Hebrew taxi receipts, these texts illustrate the daily life of a community largely forgotten by time. In 1910, 56,000 Jews lived in Baghdad, but anti-Semitism rose steeply, eliciting new restrictive laws and popular killings of Jews. Today, Iraq's Jewish community has all but disappeared. However, now Iraq's diplomats are trying to project a different image of their country's attitude to Judaism by being open about Iraq's troubled relationship with the Jewish community.
It's important that people understand that the new Iraq is an open Iraq. It has no secrets to keep away or artifacts not to share with the world. So the more projects that we have of this type, we are encouraging it for it to be digitalized, analyzed, and be reviewed. And I hope in due time we will have a similar exhibition like the one we have down here to reflect that rich history.
This project has helped ensure the preservation of Iraq's Jewish heritage. But these items are only temporarily on display in Washington. In 2014, they'll head home to Iraq. Ancient creations return to their place of origin. I'm Rebecca Foster for JN1 in Washington.